Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for today's Reformer workout that my clients affectionately call the pain in the butt class. Optional props are a loop band and a yoga block. So if you want to work your glutes, hips, and thighs, this one's for you. Before we begin, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel to keep it relevant. Thank you so much. Now let's get started. Lie supine on your reformer and place a loop band around your thighs if you're using one. You'll want to be on all springs or footwork weight, whatever that is for you, and a medium to low bar. Make sure to put your headrest down as we'll be doing some pelvic lifting. Start with your feet on the wooden surface under the foot bar and pelvis in neutral position. Press the band apart, inhaling and exhaling. Don't move your pelvis or low back. Just open up those legs, pressing into the band, working through the outer hips and warming them up. Place your heels on the foot bar, sit bone distant apart and parallel. Press the carriage out until your legs are straight, keeping some pressure into the band around your thighs. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to bend. We'll do this about 6 times. Return the carriage home and do a pelvic lift, sequentially rolling up the spine into a bridge position. Stay up and press your legs out and in, again, keeping pressure into that loop band that's around the legs. Inhaling as you go and exhaling. Return the carriage home and roll the body down, bone by bone. Curl the hips back up into a bridge position, and then keep your carriage into the bumper as you press the knees apart, opening the thighs, pressing into the band about 6 times. Roll the body down, bone by bone, and then we'll be coming back up and doing some marching. So curl those hips back up, keep the carriage in place, and march the legs, alternating lifting one leg and then the other. Don't allow your hips to wobble. Keep them level and stable and lifted. When both feet are on the bar, roll your hips back down to the mat, and then we'll switch our footing to the toes, sit bone distant apart. Inhale, lengthen the legs out, drop those heels, lift them up, and bend and come in. Stretch out, drop the heels, lift up, bend and come in. Keep going. Last one. When the carriage is into the bumper, curl those hips up, keep them stable and lifted in your bridge position, and press your carriage out and in approximately 6 times. After your 6th repetition, you'll keep that carriage into the bumper and roll the body down, bone by bone. Roll the hips back up into bridge and press the knees apart, opening and closing those legs, keeping your feet really steady on the bar and keeping the hips lifted 6 times. And then when you finish all 6, roll the hips down. We'll come up for another bridge. And once you're lifted, march those legs, landing on the toes each time. Inhaling and exhaling, trying to keep that carriage all the way into the bumper as you go. When both feet are on the bar, roll those hips down. Change your footing to Pilates V on the toes. So those knees will be externally rotated, pressing into the band. Inhale, lengthen your legs, keeping the hips down on the mat. Exhale, return. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend. Return the carriage and curl those hips up, keeping that Pilates V stance. Press your legs out and in, keeping the hips lifted. Inhale as you lengthen and exhale as you bend. Knees are pressing that band apart. Last one, and roll the hips down, and then you'll roll them back up and we'll open and close those knees. So curl the hips up, keep the bridge position, carriage into the bumper, open and close the knees, maintaining that Pilates V stance. When your knees come back to a neutral Pilates V, you'll roll your body down. Hook the loop band over your feet to give yourself a hamstring stretch, pulling those legs toward your face. And when you've had enough of the stretch, you're going to place the band around your ankles and go wide on the heels on that foot bar. Keep pressure into the band as you lengthen the legs all the way to straight, inhaling and exhaling. Again, you're wide on the heels, pelvis is staying down on the mat. Once you finish approximately 10 repetitions, you'll keep the carriage all the way into the bumper. Lengthen your legs on top of the foot bar, resting them there, but pressing the band apart with your ankles. Arms up to the sky for some head roll-ups. Curl up and down, keeping that band pressed apart so that you're activating the outer thighs and working through the abdominal muscles as well. Finish here and then place that band over your thighs again, just above the knees. And then before we turn onto our side, give yourself a little windshield wiper stretch, dropping the knees to one side and taking a couple of deep breaths. And then when you finish that side, drop those knees to the other. Come to a seated position, change to one red and one blue spring or two red springs, and this is where you'll need your yoga block. So place it on the headrest. I like the headrest up for this because it keeps the yoga block in place a little bit better. And then you'll lie down on your right side, facing the long edge of your reformer. Knees are bent up on the mat for just a moment while you get situated, and then you'll place your top foot against the foot bar. The top knee is going to press up into that band. The bottom leg is anchored onto the carriage. So you're working those external hip rotators, outer thighs, all the while we're doing this motion of pressing the carriage out and in, keeping your entire foot against the bar, toe and heel. We'll do another set with the heel lifted, so you're pressing from your toes out and in. You finish this one, externally rotate that top leg and push out through the heel and back in, keeping that external rotation, pressing deeply into the band. Last one, and then you're going to rest your knees one on top of the other. For a moment, your feet will be on the wooden platform, and then pick your feet up so that top foot is against the foot bar, and open and close your top knee for clam. Bottom knee stays down on the mat or the frame of the machine. 10 times, opening and closing, working those outer hips and glute area. Last one, rest those legs down and tap out your glute muscle if it's feeling sore. Come to a seated position to change your spring. We're going to do some arm work. So you can be on one red or one blue spring and then lie back down on your side in the same position you were in before. Knees are bent, they're stacked up on your carriage. You may have to hold your feet in the air a little bit. And then grab the strap that's in front of your eyes and place it in your top hand. Arm reaches to the ceiling, and you're going to press that arm down to the front of your hip and lift it up. You can see my range of motion is limited here. This is my left arm with the frozen shoulder, so I'm just doing the best I can to lower and lift that arm. I'm having to use some help with my other hand because even a blue spring for me right now on this side is a little tough. Lower the hand to your hip and then bend and straighten your elbow for tricep presses. The hand goes forward in front of you as you bend at your elbow. Again, you can use your other hand on the rope to give yourself some assistance. Last one, then straighten that arm out in front of you, hand at shoulder height, and press the arm straight back to the hip, being careful not to saw off your nose or your ear with the rope. Finish here, and you're going to place that long loop, if you have a double loop, onto your top foot. Bottom knee stays bent up on the carriage, and you're going to keep that top foot at hip height and swing it forward and back. So if you're using the loop band, you can feel how this really adds some strength to those outer hips, trying to just press into the band to keep the foot up at hip height, working those deep glute muscles. Keep the leg lifted, press it towards the foot bar, and then bend that knee in towards your abdomen and back out towards the foot bar. Inhaling and exhaling as you go. Push the leg to straight, and you'll lift and lower that leg up and down. You can be parallel or turned out. You may get a little bit higher lift of the leg if you're externally rotated slightly. Lower the leg down, bend knee on top of knee, and remove the foot strap from your foot. You'll come to a seated position. You'll remove the band from your legs and do a piriformis stretch for this left hip. So place your left ankle over your right thigh once you're seated and lean into that leg to stretch. Go back to one red and one blue spring or two red springs for our side lying legs. You're going to return that band back to your thighs just above the knees and then turn over and lie on your left side this time. Bottom leg rests on top of the mat while your top foot is against the foot bar. The entire foot, your toes, your arch, your heel, and the leg is parallel, pressing up into that band. You push your leg to straight, moving your carriage out, and bend, returning it home. Keeping the leg pushed up into the band to work those external hips, inhaling and exhaling. For the next set, keep your heel lifted, press the carriage out and in from your tippy toes. Lower that heel and then externally rotate the leg. You can be on heel, arch, or toes. Move the carriage out and in by straightening and bending your top knee, keeping pressure into the band to work those external hips and deep glutes. Finish here, and once your carriage is home, come to a seated position to change to one red or one blue spring, and then we'll lie back down for the side lying arm series. And I almost forgot, you're going to do some clamshells. So feet are lifted against that foot bar. So your top foot is on the underside of the foot bar. Open and close your top knee, pressing into that band about 10 times. Now grab the handle into your top hand and lower and lift the arm from the ceiling down to the front of your hip socket. If you press your arm too far backwards, you will cut yourself off with the rope and that won't feel good. So be cautious on that shoulder. Keep your elbow bent near your side for tricep presses, 6 repetitions. Straighten the arm out in front of you for straight arm press back. So you're going to press that arm from the front of you to your hip, but not behind your own hip. Keeping the loop band around your thighs, we're going to place the foot strap on the top foot. Push that leg to straight, keep the foot lifted at hip height, bottom knee is bent on the carriage, and then swing that leg forward and back, squeezing the glute and hamstring as you press the leg behind you, inhaling and exhaling. Now you're going to bend and straighten that knee. So bend the knee in towards your abdomen and then push it towards the foot bar. Again, keeping the leg pressing up into that loop band that's around your thighs. Next, push that leg to straight and lift and lower it up and down. Inhaling and exhaling. It almost looks like I'm doing circles here, but I'm not. It's just some instability in my right hip. Remove the foot strap, come to a seated position, and you'll remove the loop band, and then we'll do a piriformis stretch for this right hip. So right ankle goes over your left thigh, and you grow tall and then lean toward your legs to stretch your right outer hip. Place the band around your thighs again, close to the knees. Be on one red spring. Hands on your foot bar. You're standing on the left side of your machine. Right foot is against the shoulder pad. For scooter, you're going to press that leg back and forth, moving the carriage out and in. Your standing leg should be slightly bent to keep a soft knee so you don't hyperextend it. Even though my hands are on the bar, I'm keeping my back muscles strong and lifted and my abs nice and tight. Squeeze the glute muscle as you extend that leg back. Do another set without holding on to the foot bar, standing in an upright position. Kick back and forth using your balance muscles. Set the knee down, hold on to your foot bar, and you're going to go into an eaves lunge. So I'm moving the loop band up towards my hip creases just to get it out of the way, and then press back. You can stay back there, or you can move out and in if that feels like a better stretch for you. Walk around to the other side of the machine and return the band to your thighs close to the knees and hold on to your foot bar. Left foot is against the shoulder pad, kneecap is off the mat, and you kick back and forth, bending and extending that left leg, belly drawn in and up to protect your back since you're bent forward. Shoulders away from the ears, and of course, make sure you're breathing. Now stand tall, make sure your standing knee is soft, and kick back and forth as you balance. Rest your knee down, hands on the foot bar. You can move that loop band up close to your hip creases to get it out of the way and go into an eaves lunge stretch. And breathe. Remove the loop band from your legs and set it aside, and then stand behind your foot bar. We're going to do a standing piriformis stretch. So place one leg on top of the foot bar in a bent knee turned out position and lean forward into the stretch. Keep your foot flexed if you feel any strain in your knee. I'm just attaching all springs so that I don't have to do it after. And then you're going to switch legs. And again, lean forward, trying to get that lower leg flat against the foot bar if possible. Come to standing, feet on the floor, and we'll finish with a big deep breath, arms going open to the side and overhead. Hands come together in prayer position in front of you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.